Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276 and free to air on Nigecomsat. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerian security agencies to eliminate terrorists and other foreign collaborators to end the prevailing security challenges bedeviling the country. He gave the charge while addressing military and other security personnel at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport, Katsina State. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is in Katsina State on a two-day working visit, directed the men and women in uniform to eliminate all terrorists and their foreign collaborators who have been terrorizing the northwest and other regions of the country without delay. He explained that Nigeria under his leadership will not bow to the treachery of terrorists and their foreign collaborators, but will work assiduously to eliminate nation's enemies.
You are the shield of Nigeria, the brave sons and daughters who stand between our people and the forces of terror. Every inch of ground you hold, every terrorist you neutralize, and every community you secure is a victory for justice, freedom, and the future of our children.
He says the nefarious activities of bandits and insurgents have gone on for too long in the country and must be tackled by all security agencies to ensure peace and stability of the country.
The fight you are waging here in Katsina and all over the country, it's not just a battle for territory. It is a battle for the soul of Nigeria. Your resilience, your courage in the face of danger inspires the entire nation. Your sacrifices do not go unnoticed.
He added that the federal government will complete the 284-kilometer Kano-Jigawa-Katsina-Marandi rail line in 2026 to promote international trade and boost commerce along the trade corridor. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Well, President Bola Tinubu has urged governors nationwide to prioritize impactful governance that directly benefits their citizens. The president, who stated this during his two-day visit to Katsina State, emphasized that true leadership is measured by visible positive outcomes in people's lives. Sharon Ajay completes the story. That report subsequently. Security operatives surrounded the official residence of the Galadima of Kano following the controversial emergence of two individuals claiming the revered traditional title. The turbaning of the two individuals followed the recent passing of the former Galadiman Kano, Alhaji Abbas Sanusi, creating a vacuum which both factions sought to fill. The Kano Emirate has been plunged into a leadership crisis following the controversial reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi as the emir of the state government 4 years after his removal from the throne. No fewer than 70 persons have lost their lives, with several others injured following suspected Hadas attacks in various community areas of Benue State. In this special report, Felicity Indere looks at the various on-the-spot visits of government officials to these areas to ascertain the level of devastation and the federal government interventions in the worsening insecurity in the state.
Governor of Benue State, Hisense Alia, has urged citizens to remain law-abiding amidst the insecurity attacks in the state. Visiting some parts of Gwe East following the destruction of some areas by some youth for on-the-spot assessment, the Executive Secretary Sema has this to say.
The youths or people of this area will mobilize to attack the traditional stool of their people is sacrilege. It's very bad. It's unthinkable.
Some residents say, with the current measures put by the present administration, relative peace will return to the state and the displaced persons will be returned to their ancestral homes.
I can assure you that steps will be taken to address this problem. There are many things that we have had, private briefing, and of course from the traditional rulers, that will require reinvigorated effort to address the problems.
The governor of Benue State, Hisense Alia, has urged citizens to remain law-abiding amidst the insecurity attacks in the state.
Please, my dear people, don't take any laws into your hands. I've listened to you. I will get back. I will still come back to meet with you and to see you. Let's be very, very lawful. If anything disturbs you, I'm here for you and for your services.
For years, communities in Benue State have endured continuous attacks by armed men suspected to be Fulani herders, leading to the numerous deaths and displacement of thousands. Over 60% of the state's inland waterways are frequently used by the attackers as escape routes into neighboring states and even Cameroon. Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala stated that the newly approved Naval Command will serve as a strategic base for full operational deployment along the riverine areas.
Looking at Benue State and its strategic location, covering the vast expanse of the River Benue, we have a great role to play in this regard. The Nigerian Navy, being the principal maritime force for this nation, is charged with the protection of the nation's territorial integrity and sovereignty, particularly in the maritime domain.
Governor Hisense Alia described the Naval Command in North Bank, Makurdi, as a vital step towards tackling security challenges in the state.
Our waterways in the state are quite vast and long, but unfortunately unguarded. And the number of attacks we've experienced came through the waterways. Little or no powers to trace.
The chief of naval staff was later accompanied by the governor to the 179 hectares of land allocated for the base.
And I believe that the issue of insecurity, by the time we are here, of course, most of this insecurity come from the waterways. And of course, you can see the waterway just over there. If they know that we are here and we are operating from here, I think that they will not have the freedom of movement and the freedom of maneuver which they seem to have for some time now.
First thing, you have a land, you secure it. And then you stem all the arguers and those who want to come in and create some problems out. So I'm happy that a lot of perimeter fencing is already done. I want to think that over 50-60% of it is already achieved.
Benue State, as the food basket of the nation, plays a vital role in Nigeria's food security framework. With this, the Nigerian Navy, in collaboration with other security agencies, has pledged to help restore peace, improve livelihoods, and stimulate the local economy.
The suspended senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, has countered a United States-based activist, Dr. Sandra Duru, who alleged a plot to frame Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The lawmaker, in a statement issued by her media aide, Israel Arogbonlo, says all the recorded conversations played in Duru's live stream were manipulated. Duru, popularly known as Professor Mbeke, in a Facebook live broadcast that lasted 1 hour and 8 minutes, accused Akpoti-Uduaghan of offering her 200 million naira to fabricate allegations against Akpabio. The Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide Idris, says the country recorded 832 confirmed cases of Lassa fever and monkeypox between January and April. Idris, who said this at the National Health Security Press Briefing in Abuja, noted that the country also recorded 135 deaths from the disease in 2025. Global Television brings you details. Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide Idris, reported that Nigeria has recorded over 4,200 suspected Lassa fever cases, with 696 confirmed infections and 132 deaths, resulting in a 19% fatality rate. While cases have dropped in recent weeks, Dr. Idris warned that the risk remains high in some areas.
Nigeria has recorded a steady decline in confirmed Lassa fever cases, from 41 cases down to 10 in the Epi Week 17, that is the week ending 27th of April 2025.
Speaking on Mpox, Dr. Idris says there has been 723 suspected cases and 136 confirmed across 27 states and the FCT, with 3 deaths so far, adding that most cases are in the south and central regions, cutting across students, traders, civil servants, and healthcare workers. Dr. Idris also reported a steady decline in cerebrospinal meningitis cases over the past 3 weeks, citing improved surveillance, vaccination, and treatment efforts.
On Mpox, since the beginning of 2025, Nigeria has continued, unfortunately, to monitor and respond to Mpox outbreaks across the country through coordinated national surveillance efforts. From week 1 to week 16 of 2025, a total of 723 suspected cases of Mpox were reported across 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Of these, 136 cases were laboratory confirmed, spanning 27 states and FCT.
To curb these outbreaks, he says the NCDC has activated emergency response centers, deployed rapid response teams, stocked essential medicines and protective gear, and expanded lab testing in key states. He says the agency remains steadfast in its mandate to protect public health by providing timely, transparent, and accurate health information. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting. The Margaville ethnic nationality in Mango local government area of Plateau State has lamented the loss of over 600 lives to herdsmen attacks in their communities over the past 2 years. The national president of the youth movement, Kesmeng Yusuf, made the statement. According to the ethnic group, more than 65,000 villages have also been displaced and 6,111 houses destroyed as a result of the attacks. You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Meta threatens Facebook, Instagram shutdown, over $290 million fine. Details coming shortly after the break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. In business, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, has threatened to suspend both platforms in Nigeria, citing unrealistic regulatory demands and nearly $290 million in fines from 3 government agencies. The warning outlined court challenge to The warning outlined court findings follows a failed legal challenge to penalties that Nigerian authorities insist must be paid by the end of June 2025. In July 2024, the FCCPC issued a statement accusing Meta of breaching local consumer and data protection regulations through its data sharing practices on Facebook and WhatsApp. Nigeria carrier Air Peace says it will cancel and delay more flights due to safety concerns if the need arises. It says such decisions are not taken for the fun of it. The airline also says its business priority isn't profit but safety, though it has more aircraft than the authority schedules daily. Air Peace says in response to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority warnings that the airline operates in accordance with its available aircraft, insinuating that the airline was operating more routes than its available aircraft. Ride-hailing drivers in Lagos are escalating their fight against online taxis, announcing a planned petition to the State Assembly and threatening to abandon global apps for homegrown alternatives after a disruptive May Day strike. The Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria, which led a 24-hour strike on May 1st, says in a statement that drivers will escalate action by picketing the offices of the companies if there is no intervention. About 5,000 drivers in Africa's largest city logged off their apps for 24 hours, snarling ride-hailing services in a coordinated protest led by AUA-TON's Lagos State Council under Comrade Jayesimi Ololabi. The Presidential Initiative on Compressed Natural Gas Chief Executive Officer Michael Oluwagbemi has announced a 40% transport fare reduction for commuters borrowing CNG-powered taxis from the popular Area 1 Motor Park in Gariki, Abuja. The initiative CEO made the announcement at a field press briefing in Area 1 Park in Abuja after the successful conversion of over 50% part of efforts to cushion the harsh effects of fuel subsidy removal, adding that the 40% fare discount was specifically introduced to ease the high transport fare burden placed on Nigerians. The Pope on Truth social media platform after joking that he would like to be the next Catholic pontiff. The president is in what appears to be an AI-generated color image with his right index finger pointed towards the sky, wearing papal regalia, including white robes, a gold crucifix pendant, and the Messiah hat. It comes after Trump joked to reporters this week that he would like to be the next pope just days before cardinals are due to start the conclave to elect the successor of Pope Francis, who died on April 21st. Authorities in northwest Spain have rescued 3 siblings who were allegedly kept in strict isolation by their parents for over 3 years, continuing extreme lockdown conditions long after the COVID-19 pandemic subsided. The children, 8-year-old twins and a 10-year-old, were removed from their home in the Fitora Toledo area of Oviedo earlier this week. According to investigators, the children had been confined indoors since 2021 and were only allowed to leave while wearing face masks. Prince Harry has lost his appeal to restore his full UK police protection when visiting Britain, a blow to the estranged royal who had said that the safety of his family was at risk. King Charles III's youngest son, also known as the Duke of Sussex, has been embroiled in the years-long legal saga since the UK government downgraded his security when he stepped down from royal life and left to live abroad with his wife Meghan. Harry was not present for the judgment at London's Court of Appeal, in which Judge Geoffrey Vose dismissed the appeal, saying the Duke's sense of grievance had failed to translate into a legal argument. In sports, Atlanta forward Ademola Lookman is poised for a high-profile summer transfer, with Spanish giants Atletico Madrid now among the clubs vying for his signature. Despite having a contract with Atlanta that runs until June 2027, the Nigerian international is expected to depart Bergamo at the end of the season. The Serie A club are reportedly willing to sell the 27-year-old if their €60 million valuation is met, with several European powerhouses monitoring the situation. Flying Eagles head coach Aliou Zubairu has downplayed concerns about Morocco's Europe-based contingent ahead of their next Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations group stage clash, insisting Nigeria will approach the fixture with its own tactical plan regardless of their opponent's squad composition. Nigeria began their campaign at the June 30 Stadium in Cairo with a narrow 1-0 win over Tunisia on Thursday, earned through a composed first-half finish by Awal Ibrahim after a clever assist from Odinaka Okoro. The victory places the 7-time African champions in a strong position ahead of Sunday's second group match against Morocco, who boast a squad laden with talents from top European leagues and focus has quickly shifted there. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to